Fame and spotlight often conceal unseen truths, fractured bonds, and the quiet cost of choosing the wrong companion. In Part 2, we continue uncovering Hollywood figures who believed they had found lasting harmony, only to encounter difficult separations. These emotional journeys reveal thoughtful lessons about balance, personal growth, and the delicate intersection of ambition and partnership within a dazzling industry. Can public attention truly test the strength of a relationship? If you believe it can, leave a 1. If not, comment 0. We invite you to share your thoughts below and join the conversation. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Turn on notifications so you won't miss upcoming chapters of The Hidden Side of Fame. Sit back, enjoy the video, and thank you for being part of our community. Mariah Carey and Tommy Mottola represent a well-known example of how admiration and authority can quietly intertwine. When Mariah was still a young voice waiting to be heard, Tommy Mottola, a powerful executive at Sony Music, recognized her potential and guided her early path in the industry. With his influence and direction, Mariah rose rapidly to global recognition, and in 1993, the two were married in an extravagant ceremony, often compared to a storybook palace. Yet beneath the brilliance and celebration, this union carried unspoken tensions that would later come to light. Tommy was more than a spouse. He became the central force shaping nearly every corner of Mariah's world, from her professional direction to her social circle and private choices. Mariah later reflected on this chapter as living inside a gold-lined cage, a place filled with comfort and luxury, yet absent of autonomy and emotional ease. Over time, the quiet pressure and emotional confinement began to weigh heavily, draining her spirit. After years of existing within carefully drawn boundaries, she chose to end the marriage in 1997, stepping beyond his influence to reclaim her sense of self. Their experience illustrates a lasting lesson. Achievement and recognition may elevate a life outwardly, but when independence is surrendered in the process, even success can feel like a beautifully disguised trap. Nicolas Cage, widely known for his unconventional spirit and fearless screen presence, has long fascinated audiences not only through his roles, but also through his unexpected life choices. In 2019, public attention intensified when he entered a sudden marriage with Erica Koike, a makeup artist largely unfamiliar to the spotlight, during a spontaneous ceremony in Las Vegas. The setting mirrored the city itself, fast-paced, vibrant, and impulsive, reflecting Cage's instinct-driven personality. The decision unfolded quickly, with little pause for reflection, echoing the bold risks he has often embraced throughout his cinematic journey. Yet the union ended almost as quickly as it began. Just days later, Cage moved to legally dissolve the marriage, later explaining that his judgment at the time was clouded and far from clear. The brief episode rapidly became one of Hollywood's most talked-about short-lived partnerships, not for drama alone, but for what it symbolized. It highlighted how impulsive choices, even by those admired worldwide, can unfold under moments of emotional imbalance. This chapter of his life is often recalled as a reflection of Cage's untamed approach to living, a reminder that following instinct without reflection can lead to unexpected consequences, no matter one's status or success. The union between Robin Givens and Mike Tyson began with optimism and public fascination, yet it soon unfolded into a deeply troubled chapter. Tyson, a dominant figure in professional sports known for his overwhelming presence, and Robin, an accomplished and articulate actress, married in 1988, capturing widespread attention. Their relationship drew curiosity not only because of their contrasting worlds, but also because many viewed them as an unlikely ideal. Tyson's reputation had been built on intensity and rapid triumphs in competition, a public image that stood in sharp contrast to the private challenges that would soon emerge within their marriage. Robin, admired for her elegance and creative ability, was once seen as the missing piece that completed a perfect picture in the public eye. Yet reality soon drifted far from that imagined story. What unfolded behind closed doors contrasted sharply with the dream many had projected onto their union. Emotional turbulence, unresolved tensions, and intense disagreements gradually overshadowed the early promise, turning affection into distress. The most striking moment came during a televised appearance, where Robin, seated beside Tyson, described the experience of marriage in deeply distressing terms. Her words conveyed a sense of emotional strain and inner hardship, revealing how quickly idealized love can unravel when harmony gives way to imbalance. Tyson, once known for a presence that commanded global attention inside the ring, remained completely silent in that moment, offering no response. The contrast was striking and quickly became a lasting image associated with a relationship under immense strain. Less than a year after the wedding, Robin Givens chose to end the marriage, closing a chapter marked by emotional distress and unresolved conflict. Their story stands not only as an account of a union that failed, but as a broader reflection on a timeless truth. Genuine connection cannot endure where fear, imbalance, and emotional harm replace trust and safety. Eva Longoria and Tony Parker were once celebrated as a shining union between entertainment and professional sports. Eva, widely recognized for her role in Desperate Housewives, and Tony, a rising star in the NBA, crossed paths in 2004. Their connection progressed quickly, leading to an engagement just 2 years later and a romantic wedding held at an elegant castle in Paris in 2007. The event drew intense media attention and public admiration, appearing to embody a modern fairy tale where cinema and athletics seamlessly met under the glow of international fame. Yet beneath the flawless image, subtle cracks began to appear. Eva sensed growing distance as Tony became unusually guarded, rarely parting from his phone and carrying an air of constant alertness. Eventually, hidden messages surfaced, revealing a breach of trust that involved someone from his professional circle. The revelation was not only deeply personal, but also intensely public, as the story spread rapidly across headlines. Unable to reconcile with the loss of trust, Eva chose to end the marriage in 2010, closing a chapter that lasted only 3 years. In later reflections, she acknowledged the pain of that moment, while also recognizing it as a turning point, one that taught her resilience, self-worth, and the strength to move forward beyond disappointment. Brooke Shields and Andre Agassi were once viewed as a striking symbol of glamour uniting cinema and elite sports. Brooke, an iconic actress of the 1,980 seconds, and Andre, a legendary figure in professional tennis, married in 1997 after years of public admiration and anticipation. From the outside, their relationship appeared to reflect a flawless balance of success, recognition, and shared prestige. Yet beneath this polished image, deeper challenges quietly unfolded. In later reflections, Andre revealed that during this period he was privately battling personal struggles, including a harmful dependency, casting a very different light on a marriage that many had believed was built entirely on confidence and control. This downward spiral reached beyond his professional life and quietly unraveled the bond they shared. Andre's inner struggles, marked by emotional turbulence and unpredictable reactions, slowly transformed everyday life into a space of constant tension. Feelings of insecurity and mistrust grew, leaving both sides emotionally worn. After just 2 years, the marriage came to an end in 1999. Their experience stands as a reflective lesson on how unspoken battles, when left unresolved, can slowly weaken even the most admired partnerships, as hidden truths surface and gently but persistently erode mutual trust. Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom, a high-profile celebrity pairing, captured public attention when they married in 2009 after only a brief period of dating. Their wedding, featured prominently on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, quickly drew millions of viewers and widespread discussion. In the beginning, Khloe and Lamar were embraced as one of Hollywood's most admired couples, eventually expanding their visibility through a reality show of their own. Yet over time, the foundation of the marriage began to weaken, as Lamar faced personal struggles involving dependency, broken trust, and hidden truths, slowly pushing their once-celebrated relationship into uncertainty. Khloe, despite her deep commitment, was eventually forced to confront the most fragile moments of their bond. In 2015, Lamar was discovered in a critical condition after a severe personal crisis, marking a turning point that neither love nor hope could reverse. For Khloe, it was a devastating awakening, witnessing someone she cared for drift into a place she could not reach. Their journey stands as a sobering reflection on how a partnership can slowly unravel when suffering and loss grow heavier than connection, reminding us that love alone cannot heal every unseen struggle. Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds were once regarded as one of Hollywood's most admired pairings, consistently drawing public fascination and praise. After confirming their relationship in 2007, they chose a quiet wedding in Canada in 2008, sparking widespread hopes for a lasting romance between two major stars. Their union appeared almost storybook-like, filled with shared milestones and rising professional achievements. Scarlett was steadily strengthening her reputation through acclaimed film roles, while Ryan was emerging as a leading name in action comedy cinema. Both were navigating demanding schedules and high expectations, standing at pivotal moments in their careers as attention and opportunity surrounded them from every direction. Yet beneath the polished surface, subtle fractures began to emerge. The weight of constant attention and demanding careers slowly tested their bond, and despite sincere efforts to preserve what they shared, quiet tensions took root. Within an industry driven by comparison and momentum, unspoken pressures gradually created distance between them. Though both sought harmony between personal life and professional ambition, they ultimately recognized that some challenges could not be bridged, choosing honesty over illusion as their paths quietly diverged. After 2 years of marriage, they quietly confirmed their separation in 2010, choosing a calm and respectful ending. There were no public disputes or dramatic confrontations, yet the news still carried a sense of loss for many who had viewed them as an ideal match. Their journey reflects a meaningful insight. Connection thrives on mutual support and equilibrium. When partnership slowly shifts into comparison and silent rivalry, even the most admired relationships can begin to unravel, as seen in the story of Scarlett and Ryan. If this story sparked your curiosity, remember to like and share so more viewers can uncover the lesser-seen sides of the Hollywood spotlight. Leave a comment to share your perspective. Do these relationships surprise you, or do they reflect a familiar pattern? In your view, does recognition truly lead to fulfillment? We're eager to read your thoughts. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay connected for the next chapters of The Hidden Side of Fame, where we continue exploring stories beneath the surface and examining the quiet realities behind the glamour. Mel B, once a defining voice of the Spice Girls era, initially gave the impression that she had found lasting contentment when she married producer Stephen Belafonte in 2007. The pair frequently appeared side by side at high-profile events, presenting a polished and confident image that led many to view them as a powerful and united couple. Yet beneath that carefully maintained glow existed a reality far removed from public perception. In later reflections, Mel B revealed that this relationship was marked by deep emotional strain, where control and pressure quietly extended into financial matters and personal boundaries, exposing a side of the marriage that had long remained hidden from view. Over the course of the marriage, Mel B found herself trapped in a cycle of intense emotional strain and constant pressure. Gradually, her world narrowed as connections faded and a sense of isolation took hold, leaving her living under persistent tension and unease. What once appeared to be affection slowly transformed into imbalance, where understanding and mutual regard were replaced by dominance and control. Despite the growing weight of these experiences, she kept them hidden from public view, maintaining a composed exterior while privately enduring a reality far removed from the image the world was shown. The relationship ultimately came to an end in 2017, when Mel B chose to step away and formally dissolve the marriage. What followed brought to light unsettling claims of control and imbalance that deeply surprised the public, especially given how flawless the couple had once appeared. Her experience serves as a powerful reminder that genuine connection should never be built on fear or silence. By confronting the truth and choosing herself, Mel B demonstrated resilience and courage, closing a difficult chapter and reclaiming her sense of freedom and self-worth. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck were once seen as one of Hollywood's most cherished partnerships, often admired for appearing grounded and devoted amid the constant motion of fame. After meeting during the filming of Pearl Harbor, they married in 2005 and later welcomed 3 children, presenting an image of warmth and stability. Public moments of affection and family life helped shape the belief that they represented an ideal balance between success and home. Yet, beneath this carefully held picture, subtle fractures began to form reminders that even the most admired stories can carry unseen challenges beneath the surface. Ben Affleck, despite his recognized talent and major career achievements, faced long-term inner battles that extended beyond the screen. Personal struggles and emotional instability slowly placed pressure on the foundation of the marriage, creating ongoing tension. Periods of recovery followed by setbacks, along with circulating speculation, added uncertainty to their family life. Throughout these challenges, Jennifer remained a steady presence, prioritizing care, responsibility, and stability for their children. Even so, the accumulated weight of unresolved difficulties eventually proved too heavy for the relationship to sustain. They ultimately chose to separate in 2018, while making a shared commitment to remain supportive partners in raising their children. Rather than allowing the ending to turn into conflict, they focused on cooperation and mutual understanding. Their journey highlights an important truth. Even strong affection requires consistent effort and personal responsibility from both sides to endure. Although their marriage came to a close, Jennifer and Ben demonstrated that respect, care, and friendship can continue beyond that chapter, offering a more mature definition of connection after separation. Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello were once celebrated as one of Hollywood's most striking and glamorous pairings. After meeting in 2014, their relationship moved swiftly, leading to an elegant and widely admired wedding in Florida just a year later. The union of a beloved Modern Family actress and the charismatic star of Magic Mike fueled public belief that they embodied an ideal blend of charm, recognition, and shared success. Frequently appearing side by side at major events, they exchanged warm smiles and visible affection, reinforcing the image of a partnership that seemed both passionate and effortlessly strong. They were often held up as a model of modern romance, drawing admiration wherever they appeared. Yet beneath the polished image, quiet tensions began to surface as fundamental differences emerged. Sofia, already a mother and settled into a grounded phase of life, felt content with the family she had. Joe, on the other hand, envisioned a future that included expanding their household. Over time, these opposing perspectives became harder to reconcile, gently but steadily creating emotional distance between them. Even though affection and respect were still present, the gap in their long-term visions, particularly around family, made true harmony increasingly difficult. What once felt effortless slowly required more compromise than either could sustain. Despite public admiration and years of shared moments, maintaining the relationship became an ongoing challenge. In 2023, after nearly a decade together, Sophia and Joe chose to part ways, closing a chapter that had once symbolized ideal romance, while quietly affirming a timeless truth. Lasting partnership depends not only on love, but on shared direction in life's most important decisions. Kris Jenner and Caitlyn Jenner were once seen as the central figures of the Kardashian-Jenner household, a family that rose to remarkable prominence in American popular culture. They married in 1991, not long after Kris's previous marriage ended, and soon came to be viewed as a highly influential partnership within the entertainment world. Over more than 2 decades together, they blended families and raised children from different chapters of their lives, presenting an image of unity, growth, and shared purpose. Through Keeping Up with the Kardashians, their household became a cultural reference point, shaping conversations around family, fame, and modern celebrity life. With influence built not only on appearance, but also on sharp instincts, creativity, and a masterful sense of public storytelling, the family projected an image filled with joy, grand celebrations, and carefully shared moments of togetherness. To the outside world, everything appeared seamless, as if nothing could disrupt such harmony. Yet behind that radiant surface, a long-standing inner struggle quietly unfolded. Caitlyn, known at the time as Bruce Jenner, carried profound personal conflicts for many years, privately wrestling with an unspoken need to live in alignment with her true inner identity, a reality that remained hidden while the public image continued to shine. At the same time, Kris assumed the role of a highly driven organizer, overseeing not only professional paths, but also public perception and family dynamics, which gradually placed significant strain on their bond. Over the years, unspoken pressures accumulated, quietly widening the distance between them until reconciliation was no longer possible. When Caitlyn publicly shared her truth in 2015, the underlying reality finally came into focus, making change unavoidable. Their marriage, which had lasted more than 20 years, came to a close, not as a sudden ending, but as the conclusion of a long, complex chapter and the beginning of separate journeys in which both individuals had to rediscover themselves beyond the constant glare of fame. Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson were once regarded as one of Hollywood's most magnetic pairings during the 1,980 seconds. Burt, celebrated for his rugged charm and leading man presence in action cinema, stood as a defining figure of the era, while Lonnie, a beloved television star from WKRP in Cincinnati, captivated audiences with her elegance and charisma. When they married in 1988, media outlets hailed the event as a dream wedding, presenting their union as a flawless blend of appeal, talent, and star power that seemed to capture the spirit of Hollywood itself. Their union not only drew constant attention, but was also held up as a symbol of ideal romance, inspiring many to believe in the promise of enduring love. Yet this carefully imagined Hollywood dream did not remain intact for long. As time passed, contrasting temperaments, different ways of living, and the relentless demands of public life slowly created distance between them. When the relationship eventually unraveled, the separation became surrounded by public claims and disagreements that were widely discussed. What once appeared effortless was revealed to be far more complex, illustrating how even the most admired images can fade when private harmony gives way to unresolved strain. As tensions surfaced, their private disagreements spilled into the public sphere, turning personal disappointment into a highly visible exchange of opposing narratives. Each side expressed hurt and frustration, and the situation quickly evolved into a media spectacle fueled by speculation and relentless attention. When the separation was finalized in 1993, it was widely regarded as one of the era's most startling endings to a celebrated union. In later reflections, Burt acknowledged the profound sense of loss he carried, recognizing the outcome as a deeply personal regret. More than the closing of a marriage, The split marked the conclusion of an intense chapter for both individuals, one defined by hard lessons about love, fame, and the cost of unresolved distance. Kelsey Grammer and Camille Grammer were once viewed as a prominent and influential pair within Hollywood, admired for a lifestyle that appeared both refined and enviable. Kelsey, widely recognized for his iconic role as Frasier on the successful television series, married Camille in 1997, and together they welcomed 2 children. Surrounded by elegant homes and a world of comfort, their family life, often seen through the lens of television, projected an image of harmony and success, shaping the impression of a household where achievement, stability, and perfection seemed to exist side by side. Their carefully presented image suggested a flawless existence, inspiring admiration and reinforcing the belief that they embodied both romance and achievement. Yet this perception began to shift around 2010, when Camille appeared on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. While her on-screen life continued to reflect elegance and stability, unseen changes were unfolding in private. Kelsey had quietly formed a new connection elsewhere, a revelation that later surfaced and brought deep emotional pain. What had once seemed like a picture of harmony was suddenly reframed as a public lesson in how appearances can mask realities, turning admiration into reflection almost overnight. The truth surrounding Kelsey and Kate came to light not long after the marriage ended, transforming a private separation into a widely discussed moment. The timing intensified the emotional impact, as the unraveling played out under public observation, leaving Camille to process her heartbreak in full view of audiences. At the same time, Kelsey appeared to step confidently into a new chapter, moving ahead without hesitation, a contrast that drew even more attention. This ending was more than the close of a marriage. It became a striking reminder of how carefully crafted images can dissolve, revealing the fragile reality beneath what once looked like an unbreakable family. For many, Ellen and Anne became icons of courage, people who dared to challenge social norms and be true to themselves despite many difficulties. They represented social change, opening up conversations about LGBTQ+ rights at a time when acceptance was limited. However, the spotlight was not easy to bear, and the increasing pressure from the media made their relationship unsustainable. The constant criticism and scrutiny from the public exhausted both Ellen and Anne. For many observers, Ellen and Anne came to symbolize quiet bravery, individuals willing to live openly and honestly at a time when doing so required remarkable resilience. Their presence helped spark broader conversations about inclusion and understanding, contributing to gradual social change during an era of limited acceptance. Yet living under constant attention carried a heavy cost. Persistent scrutiny, public judgment, and unrelenting commentary slowly placed strain on their bond, leaving both of them emotionally worn. Over time, the weight of the spotlight proved difficult to sustain, reminding audiences that even meaningful progress can come with deeply personal challenges. As time passed, Anne, already carrying unresolved inner struggles, found herself facing increasing emotional turbulence, which quietly added pressure to the relationship. At the same time, Ellen encountered significant professional resistance, as openness came with consequences in an industry that was not yet ready to fully embrace change. The combined weight of personal challenges and external judgment gradually became overwhelming. In 2000, after 3 years together, their partnership came to a painful close. Both endured periods of deep emotional reflection afterward. For Ellen, however, this difficult chapter ultimately became a turning point, strengthening her resolve and paving the way for a later rise as one of the most influential figures on American television. Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey were once celebrated as one of the brightest pairings in American pop culture during the early 2000s. Jessica, admired for her gentle image and melodic voice, was often viewed as a pop sweetheart, while Nick rose to fame as a member of the vocal group 98 Degrees. They married in 2002 and soon after opened their lives to the public through the reality series Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica. The show rapidly captured widespread attention, turning their marriage into a cultural moment and positioning them as one of the most adored couples of that era. Audiences were drawn into the smallest details of their everyday life, from lighthearted exchanges to playful moments that felt genuine and relatable. Yet the constant presence of cameras slowly altered the dynamic between them. What began as shared entertainment gradually became a source of pressure, as private moments were continuously examined and turned into public discussion. Over time, differences in temperament became harder to ignore. Jessica's youthful spontaneity contrasted with Nick's more measured and steady nature, creating subtle tensions that grew with each season in the spotlight. As Jessica's career continued to rise, subtle distance began to form, gradually shifting the balance between them. In 2005, after 3 years of marriage, the couple chose to go their separate ways. In later reflections, both acknowledged that allowing constant access into their private world had been a costly decision. What was once celebrated as a picture of modern romance slowly unraveled under relentless attention. Their journey serves as a thoughtful reminder that recognition can lift a relationship into the spotlight. But when curiosity becomes overwhelming, it can quietly pull that same bond apart. Fame has the power to fulfill the grandest ambitions, yet it can also leave lasting scars that cannot be undone. In Part 2 of The Dark Side of Fame, the stories of Hollywood figures reveal not only professional struggles, but deeply fragile personal bonds, where affection alone was not enough to withstand constant exposure and expectation. These separations, though marked by loss, offer a quieter insight. Fulfillment is not found in applause, luxury, or visibility, but in inner balance, honesty, and the freedom to live without the weight of constant judgment. We hope these journeys encourage viewers to reflect on the importance of sincerity, balance, and emotional honesty in every relationship. If this story resonated with you, please like and share so more people can explore the lesser-seen realities behind Hollywood's shine. Leave a comment below to share your perspective on relationships in the entertainment world. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay with us for upcoming chapters of The Dark Side of Fame, where we continue to examine stories beneath the surface and uncover perspectives rarely discussed. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again.